Well, here I am. Yep. I think it's been, I'm almost at my 16th week. And I've been taking Kurt Thomas's upper register program. It's a great program. There's a heck of a lot I could say. In the background, you can hear Roy Hargrove, one of my people I love to listen to, Freddie Hubbard, Maynard Ferguson, Miles, of course, but I've been playing trumpet a long time. I started out as a youngster, and I pretty much been playing most of my life. However, I've given it up a couple times and what have you. You can almost call me a comeback player. I've been playing on and off for probably about 45 years. It's a long time. And anyway, I came back to trumpet probably a good 2 or 3 years ago, and didn't have any lessons coming back and what have you. I'm struggling, and of course a lot of us struggle. And got on the internet, a lot, looking for answers, questions, and what have you. Just doing my own searches and what have you. And it's a long process, as a lot of you know. And just one day I was going through the internet, and TRUMPETSIZZLE.com popped up, and it was a YouTube thing, and I clicked on it, and I wanted to see what was going on with it. And I listened to it again, and then it made a lot of sense. And it just was, it seemed like something that could work for just about anybody, or at least myself anyway. And I've seen some other testimonials on Kurt's YouTube situations, and it's I decided to give it a try. The nice thing about Kurt's program is that your first consultation is free, so you get to weigh the differences out, and that's a big thing. I mean, you're not talking, it's like you're just, going through the barn door and into something that's blind, and that's a great thing. So we talked a little bit on the phone, probably about 45 minutes to an hour for the consultation. Talked about it, and he gave me the lowdown of the program, and I thought about it. You get a 10-day thought time trial, probationary period, basically, to go on to the program before the tuition would go into a straight fee. He discounts your program for you if you decide to take it within the 10-day trial period, which I think is very honorable of him. So anyway, I decided to go on to the program, and I had no idea what I was in for. I mean, it was just at times it was grueling. I wasn't sure exactly what the heck I was doing. It was really tough. Some of the things that they were new to me. I mean, I've seen a lot of different items and different procedures and what have you, and it was new techniques. I have heard of some of them, but never approached anybody else that had actually explained them to me. Other horn players will just say, yeah, play long tones, do this, and what have you, but nobody really gave you an idea as to what's going on as far as your chops, your embouchure, your breathing, your posture, and what have you. And but anyway, it's like the first week was an eye-opener as far as lip buzzing and what have you. The second week added a few more items, and then I think it was the fourth or fifth lesson. We got to the 20-minute G, and it was the 20-minute G. Just thinking of it, you're saying 20 minutes doesn't sound too long, and I had heard about it before by Cat Anderson and by a couple of books that I've read, and one of the trumpet players' books that I have read was Frank Campo up in Ithaca College, who is writes very well and a great horn player. And I had heard about him by one of my other teachers way before Kurt. Anyway, the 20-minute G by Cat Anderson was just he explained it to me. It was going to be, you're not going to want to do it for 20 minutes. He said it's going to be grueling. He said your chops are going to be hurting. You're going to want to quit, and you're going to want to quit more. And he said, but just try to stick to it for as long as you can, for at least the first 14 days. And I did that. It was tough. There were some nights that you just want to go to bed. I tried to do it before I went to bed, and it was just 20 minutes of sometimes hell. But I did it, and I noticed within the first 3 or 4 days that all of a sudden my lung power, my air and my breathing was a lot stronger than it had ever been. I noticed that my focusing on my notes were a lot better than they had ever been. My range started to increase little by little, and it was just it was a grueling time, but I had done it, and I still do it. I once in a while I'll back off, maybe to 15 minutes, sometimes 10 minutes, but I always try to get to 20 minutes in. It's hard. It's a very hard process, and to life, gets in your way sometimes, where you have family, you have children, you want to do other things in your own time, and it's just it. But you decided to take this course, and it's this is yours. This is you basically do. You make what you do with it, and it's just if you want to do something with it, you definitely can. The other weeks went by faster and faster. We went through other techniques. The no error technique is a great technique where you actually are obtaining notes that you probably never hit before without even realizing there's not much air that's needed to hit those notes. And it actually loosens up your throat and what have you, and allows the air to come through. But it's there. It's there. You just have to find it for yourself. Everybody's different. Everybody's time period is different. Some people take a shorter amount of time. Some people take a longer amount of time. As for myself, I am the long period of time person. And it's to this point, I still haven't achieved my goals that I have set out for the beginning of the course. However, I think it was the 13th week, I had been talking to Kurt on the phone, and we were talking about just doing certain things, how to practice almost. And I mean, everybody thinks they know how to practice. But I mean, you do your flexibilities, you do your tonguing, you do your long tones, you do some etudes, you do some double tonguing, triple tonguing, K tonguing, and what have you. But sometimes you can do too much of one thing. And sometimes if you put too much salt or too much pepper in the soup, it kind of ruins the pot, basically. And you have to find a happy medium for yourself, where everything kind of just, you gain something from that little period of time. You don't need 10 minutes on one thing, 10 minutes on another thing. It can be as little as a minute, as little as maybe 30 seconds on one little item. But what you're doing is you're touching on that one particular item that's going to give you a little bit of boost in your playing. You may not see it right away, but you will see it in the future. So anyway, I was a little bit, I guess you could say a little bit dismayed by the course a little bit. And, we had talked about certain things and what have you. And he mentioned the thing about, that your trumpet playing is like a your practicing can be like a gymnast, an all-around gymnast, where an all-around gymnast will do the high bar, he'll do floor exercise, he's got a lot, and he'll do the side horse, he'll do the pommel horse, and what have you. And he has to have certain flexibilities, certain strengths, upper core, lower core, and other flexibilities where other athletes don't have to have. And basically, it's thinking about more versatility that you can have as far as you're playing. And that's what you have to do. You have to touch base on, say, maybe 20 techniques in a day, or maybe 25 techniques in a day. You don't. It sounds like a lot, but it can actually all happen within a period of 20 minutes, half an hour. And you won't realize until you do it that something is going to start happening. You're going to start achieving a little bit more every day. Well, after that 13th week, something clicked in my own playing, where my goals at the beginning of the course were to hit high C's and C sharps and D's and E's. And what had happened is one night I was playing and I was trying to play basically with the least amount of pressure possible without taking the horn off my lips, but just have adequate pressure and what have you. And all of a sudden I was doing my glissando arpeggio, and all of a sudden I was going from a low double pedal C up to a B flat with no problem. And then I was going from a low pedal C up to a high C. And I did it again. I went to a D and I went to an E. And I was just like, what's going on? It's like, is this a fluke? Is this, just something that happens to be going on for today? And well, I paused for a little bit, rested for about 10 minutes, came back to the horn again and tried to do the same thing. And sure enough, same thing happened again. And I was shocking myself actually so much that in the next couple of days, I decided to email Kurt and let him know that it's like, hey, something's going on. I can't believe it with my higher range. It isn't a powerful C. As many teachers will tell you, everything starts off with a little peep. Just like the baby who's learning how to walk. You have to first learn how to crawl. And then you learn how to stand up. You learn how to stand up better. You learn how to walk. You learn how to run. And basically it's a little by little procedure. And it's just little by little is where I'm at. And basically what I can say is that today I'm not playing. I've decided to do that for myself. But I am basically letting a lot of other people know that this procedure, that this course can do a lot of good for a lot of people. People who are struggling, players that have an adequate range, but they can add range. There's a lot of, they're not secrets, but it's like a big cookbook. And there's a lot of different ingredients in that cookbook to let you know how to make your own kind of cake, make your own kind of pie, what you want to do with it. And what it does is allow you to mold yourself to the kind of player that you want to be. As for myself, I love classical music. I love jazz. I love contemporary sounds. I like doing all-around items. I love doing show tunes and what have you. I just love playing the horn. And being able to relax in the upper register so that I can feel freer playing what I want to play is an advantage to myself. I love to improvise. And improvisation, you need to relax in your playing so that you can think about what you're playing rather than how to play this and how to play that, and so that it frees up your imagination so that you can be more spontaneous with your playing to play jazz or improvisation. But also that relaxation also allows you to, in any kind of playing, it allows you to express yourself. Even playing classical music, doing an etude or concerto or what have you, to basically have your own sound out there, to perfect your own sound, and to just let people know that when you're playing, and they will probably be able to pinpoint that that's you out there. That's Joe. And by the way, I didn't introduce myself. My name is Joe. I'm from Kingston, New York. I do play locally in a couple of local bands, community bands, and small quintets and what have you. And I just like doing what I'm doing. I don't do this professionally, but I do it for myself and for other people, give back to the community, give back to other people who like to hear music and what have you. And again, I just like to say that this course has a lot of advantages for anyone who decides to take it. And Kurt is a great teacher. He listens. He adds his own comments. He motivates. He can be tough, as most teachers can be, but tough without criticism or judgment. As everybody and every player is different than anybody, you know. We're all individual players. We all have our own ways of playing and our own speeds of playing. But anyway, I just wanted to let anybody know who wants to take this course that it can add a lot to your playing, and I just feel it's a great addition to what's out there. And I thank you for that. And Kurt, thanks again. And I know that I'll be taking certain add-on lessons in the future with him. And if any of you get a chance to listen to him on YouTube and what have you, listen to other testimonials, and they're not too far off base. And that's basically just the way it is. And thank you very much. And have a great playing life. I sure am. Thank you. Bye-bye.